Hello and welcome back to the Finale video series. Today we're going to be looking at how to set up a show in Finale and get everything ready for you to start scripting. We're going to look at bringing music in as well as setting up the positions that you'll be using. So to get right into it, I am going to go to Show, Set Music, and we will choose the music file. I'm going to use a single music file for lots of these different tutorial videos. It's a song that I've actually already shot to by Future World Music called Dream Chasers. They do a lot of trailer music, epic score type music, very popular style for pyro musicals. Should be pretty easy for us to pick up some beats on and show a bunch of different things that Finale can do. I have already also used it in a small show, so at some point we can take a look at what that simulation looks like as compared to what we're working through here. So I'll just go ahead and click on it, and you can see when I click on that it goes ahead and brings in the waveform for the audio file. It's very helpful. This is another reason why having this timeline expanded is very helpful. You can see if I have it condensed to this just the small line, it's a little bit harder to interpret. So again, you can click up to 3 times to expand that. You can also resize what portion of the timeline you're looking at to get a more detailed view of a specific area. That comes in very handy when scripting hits. So you can see we're here. If I press spacebar to start playing the simulation or hit the little play button over here, goes ahead and plays the music. Again, I can press spacebar to stop that. So the next thing we really need to do before we get too much further in setting up our show is we need to plan out what types of positions we want. You can't, well, you might be able to drag effects to somewhere that doesn't have a position, but by default, Finale should lock you into only being able to have effects at a position. So I think for the purposes of the tutorial here, we will kind of approach this as being a 1/4 only show. So I'm not going to worry about having any big guns back there or anything. This is all going to be 1/4. And I think we'll make it a pretty simple show. Probably something that most folks would be comfortable doing in their backyard or wherever they have to shoot with a fairly limited crew, something you could do on the 4th of July or something like that. So I think what we'll do is we'll just plan on having 3 positions. So Finale, when you open, it starts you out with 1 position. If you want to add more, you come up to Show, add Launch Position, adds you another position over here. You can see that they also sometimes will tell you what shortcuts there are or keyboard shortcuts there are. So if I press Control L, I get another one. Now, what I don't like about Finale is it alternates from side to side of center, but increments on each side as well. It's pretty useless when you think about how you would set a show up in the field. So we'll go in and rename each of these positions. And to do that, we right click on the position, and this pops up a bunch of information about your position. There's nothing really going on here yet, so it's not displaying me anything. But I'll come in up here to Edit Properties on the very top right, and this is where I can rename it. So I'll just name this guy Left. And I like to give my positions some sort of alphanumeric nomenclature, as when you're looking at the label on Finale, you're already going to get a number for the module and a number for the pin. So if your positions are all numbers as well, that gets ultra confusing for anyone not familiar with how to read a Finale label. So I like to use alpha or alphanumeric descriptions for my positions. We'll name this guy Left. It's got a couple of other fields of information here. This is saying we're 82 feet left of center. So if I change this to -100, it'll put this guy 100 feet left of center. It'll also show you how you can drag that around on the right position. Saying we're simulating being 300 feet from our audience. We can put the position up in the air if we want, like if you have a tower or if it's stood up on a post or whatever. And then this is the physical geometry or like layout of your area. I never change these, it doesn't really do much. So we'll hit save. You could add racks here if you know you're going to have racks here. I usually, if I have racks, let Finale determine what I need for me. And if you want to, you could add modules, but I will show you instead how you can determine what firing system Finale should use, and it will auto add modules for you. So we'll close out of that. You can see my name is changed to left now. It also scooted it over a bit. That was that negative 100 I put in there. We'll right click on this guy, edit properties, column center, no left or right as center, because it is center. Close it, change this name to center, and we'll right click on this guy, edit properties, right, and we'll save. Now I didn't change that guy's left or right value, so you can see he's still a little closer to center than this guy. If I just left click on him, it'll show me the distance between him and center, and I can drag off to another 100 feet there. So now I've got 3 positions, each 100 feet apart, and next we need to configure what firing system we're using. So again, if you come to show, you can set firing system up here. These are all the different, these are all the different firing systems that Finale knows about or has programmed to be able to interact with. So I'm a Cobra shooter, so I can use Cobra, but if I was using Starfire, I could come down here and say Starfire. And it basically knows how many Qs or pins are on a module for that system, and then it also knows how to output the script for that system. So once again, I'm a Cobra shooter, so I'm going to leave it at Cobra 18R2. It'll know that there's 18 pins per module, and so if I put 19 devices at one of these positions, it's going to know that we need 2 modules to account for those 19 pins. And with that, I think we are good to go ahead and get started on designing our show, and I will leave it here for this video. Thanks for watching.